If you're fed up with all the travelling involved in your job and are trying to work out how to collaborate with colleagues or customers in other parts of the world, there is a solution that might work for you. Create a virtual version of yourself to attend conferences and meetings in a 3D online world. It's not as outlandish as it might sound. Many businesses are already well established in virtual worlds, and others are coming up with ideas to make these worlds more secure.
If you've not taken a trip here before, this is what it looks like in the most successful of virtual worlds, Second Life, developed and run by California company Linden Lab. Some 12 million people reside here, socialising, buying land and flying around from place to place. And while many areas of the world are fantastical, businesses too see value in participating.
In the case of our virtual campus in Second Life, what we have are something like 52 different of our business functions from within Cisco represented virtually. So we can do things from recruiting, technical talks, product introductions, product training with customers from all over the world at a fraction of the cost of doing that in person.
But though Second Life makes a good public arena for companies like Cisco, it's a self-policing world and its technology remains vulnerable. For more commercially sensitive business transactions, corporations will require added security to authenticate at least that online characters or avatars are who they say they are.
There will need to be some form of standards adopted which will lead to encrypting your avatar as well as yourself and linking it to yourself through biometrics of some kind.
That's what a company called Forterra has been working on. Over the last few years they've invested some $50 million developing virtual world software that companies can host on their own networks. And improved technology means all avatars look and sound like the person they're representing.
So this is me then? This is what you've made of me?
That's you. What do you think?
Not bad, not bad. Even wearing similar clothes, aren't I?
So my life as a virtual reporter has begun. Time now to go and meet some of the other inhabitants of this online world. And though Ron may be sitting opposite me, thankfully he's the first person I meet online.
Well, so what are these worlds good for? These worlds are good for connecting people across distances in ways that are compelling, that build trust, that help people interrelate, and the element of fun, I think, is actually helpful. And yes, in the beginning, when people first get into these environments, there's a bit of playing around and getting used to it.
But there's no time to play around, and so when I meet PA Consulting's Klaus Nemzov, I still haven't mastered how to actually walk alongside him.
Where am I? I'm behind, look.
I guess the characteristic of this medium is that it frees us from spatial limitations. It has huge advantages over, in many applications, over voice and video conferences, because we could be surrounded by a number of slides and documents.
Getting people together from all over the real world is one of the clear advantages of these virtual worlds.
Hello, this is Sammy coming out of Dayton, Ohio.
I am Sophia and I am coming from a very small town in southern Indiana.
We're told to teleport our way to a hotel auditorium where a conference is about to begin. Once I've stopped bumping into walls and stalking unsuspecting delegates, I get a sense of an actual conference being underway.
Sounds like a good idea.
The breakaway boardroom sessions too are pretty realistic. And though there's predictably a great deal of hype surrounding virtual worlds and their role in the business community, insiders warn that companies ignore them at their peril.
It would be unrealistic to say that everybody's knocking on the door and wanting virtual boardrooms, because that's not the case. It's still a question of very much experimenting with what the technology can do. If you're not involved in virtual worlds and you dismiss them as being not relevant, then you'll be missing out on some fantastic commercial opportunities over the coming years.
Now that I'm getting used to this otherworld experience, I'm rather reluctant to leave. I haven't been around long enough to make lasting friendships, but I know part of me at least might miss these online characters.